We've glued one of the big cracks on the back, and the crack itself was glued with hide glue. Now that the glue is dried, we're trying to get a reinforcing cleat on the inside. So what you can see in there is just a plastic piece like this with magnets at both ends, and the cleat is taped to one side of it, and then on the outside we have the matching magnet taped right over the crack. So now we'll put some glue on that cleat and put it in place.
So we make these braces, as I try to find it, rather than purchase them, because we laminate them so the wood grain isn't all in one direction, it's bi-directional. I can't fish it out. Why don't you stop your camera for a second, but I can get it out. So this is what it looks like once we've shaped it to our desired dimensions. But the grain runs multi-directional so that it's stiffer. We found that the ones that came with a kit that we purchased were nice, but they had a tendency to want to break because all the grain was running in the same direction. Whereas now with this, because we've laminated it, it creates a stiffer brace that gives us better functionality.
It's stronger for our clumsy fingers.
Right. Because unfortunately we have big fat hands trying to stuff them in little guitars, so it doesn't always work so well. So now what we'll do is we'll apply some glue to this surface, and I've already gotten some tape. I taped it when we did the dry application. I ran some tape along the edge of the crack so that it would be ready for when we put the glue-laden brace back in, or cleat, and that way we don't get as much squeeze out on the guitar itself. We want to try to minimize that. You can sort of see what we've done with previous adventures. That brace right here had a big crack in it that we had to repair, and then you can also see the two cleats that we've already applied along this crack that runs quite a ways,
about 3/4 of
the guitar. Yeah, it was a big crack. So we'll stick this in and get going.
Okay.
So this is the brace getting ready to be put in. We've put some
yellow glue
on the brace. We do that because we're hoping for maximum likelihood of contact. With hide glue, because it's thinner, if there's any gaps, we're not going to be as likely to get good attachment. So, and then we have this cute little stick that it's got a slope on it and a little ramp effect, and we stick with a piece of double-sided sticky tape. We kind of stick it on there and then reach in the hole and let the magnets do their job. There we go.
Snapped in.
And I give it a little twist to break the attachment of the double-sided tape, and bang, we're in the hole.
Yeah, goes all the way up.
And
Perfect.
It looks like we have a little squeeze out, which is a good sign. Means
nice.
That we're getting some glue contact with the back.
Okay, so that'll sit for a while. So there's the cleat after the glue dries. Looks just fine. So that crack should be stable for a long time. Next crack up is one that is hard to get to. It is at the very back of the guitar and runs right next to the center strip. So we're going to do the best we can with it.
So these pieces of tape here are a reference for the magnetic things that we use, right? To because we're going to try to butt the cleat up against the center strip and hopefully be able to attach the cleat to the edge of the center strip so that when this is stabilized, the cleat actually is holding on either side of the crack. Otherwise, it really doesn't provide very much reinforcement. So the first thing we're going to do is apply a little water to the crack because we want it to swell a little bit so we can get it as close to the two edges as close to one another as is possible.
I've got this cute little suction cup thing to help squirt some water in.
There we go.
I'm not sure how well that works, but
Lovely.
doesn't seem to do a bad job. So now that that's wet in there, put in some glue. Yeah, that's moving around. Wow, look at it go. Try suction cupping it, or it seems to be moving pretty well as you rock it back and forth.
The crack actually runs up here a little bit. You can feel that edge.
Yeah. Past that back brace.
Right.
Or let's just do this once or twice. You can see it gushing out.
That's a technical term, by the way.
Gushing.
Gushing.
So let's just take a look inside. Yeah, I can see some wetness. It is right on that center strip.
All right.
Okay, so let's do it one more time, just because it wouldn't hurt to have a little more glue. And you want to rock that around?
It would be my honor.
It's been your life's desire.
That's right. I was telling my wife this morning, oh, I hope I get to rock the glue into the, oh, honey.
Okay,
All right.
so we'll get rid of the excess. And now, I'm going to make that as flat as we can. Just these little lucite sticks. We've got our workboard padded. Good. Okay. Oh, wait, did we want to draw it together first? That actually looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to draw the two sides together as well as possible. Don't see any. Do you see anything moving? Okay, I didn't really notice. But it looks really quite tight.
I'm seeing more of a shine in the seam line now.
Okay, good.
So, which makes me think that we're pushing a little bit of glue up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, so now we want to put a couple more of those plastic pieces on. Okay,
Beautiful.
see what happens. Anything will be better than what it was. We've been spending a lot of time fixing cracks in the back, but haven't had the camera running to show the process. So this crack we glued the last time we got together with really thin hide glue, we were able to work it into the crack. And now we have to reinforce that crack on the inside. Unfortunately, it runs right next to the back strip, the center reinforcing strip. And there was one along the back end, or toward the back end of the guitar, that was just like that. So the process really isn't any different than it is with any other crack that we repair. We've got our multi-layered mahogany, and the way we've been doing this is we glue up the crack one day, and then the next day we put in the reinforcing strip. It's just too hard with our big clunky hands to try to make all of this happen at once. So this mahogany strip will go in there right over the crack, butted right up against the original spruce back strip. So the way we do this is with these handy T.J. Thompson magnets. The one piece goes on the outside, and the other piece goes on the inside with the reinforcement double stick taped to it. It's notched out here, so this will fit over
The brace.
the back brace
Right.
that's there. And then this piece goes on the outside. So we're going to double stick tape this, or just tape this in place, and that way it won't move off of the crack, because we can't quite align it right over the crack because the back brace, or the center strip, gets in the way.
Right.
But if you want to tape that down,
Sure.
then we can pull out the inside piece and stick this to it and glue it up.
So for this type of cleating, it's important, or at least we're thinking it is, to try to butt the cleat right up against the back strip and actually apply glue to one edge of
the
it.
edge, yeah.
So we're actually gluing the cleat to the original back strip. Because otherwise, the cleat is really not going to offer the crack that much support, because the crack's right up against that back strip. So we're thinking that if we can get some attachment to the back strip itself, that's going to make that crack stiffer. It will stabilize it better. So when Gary modified these, because when we build them, we laminate them, and they're just the same thickness across, and then we have a curved surface that we sand them to in order to develop that sort of radius that the brace has. He only did it on the one side. He left the other side proud at nearly its full thickness, so that we actually have a gluing surface along here that we can push up against the back strip, so it'll hopefully attach.
Oh, it will. Be confident.
There you go. Oh, we've now have the brace at the proper length, and when I attached it to this block, or tried to at any rate, I guess we'll need more tape. I'm going to attach it in such a way that the edge of the cleat is ever so slightly proud of the edge of this piece of plexiglass. So when we put the cleat in place, we can push the plexiglass over and make sure that we get full contact with this edge against the center strip.
All right, we have fresh tape.
And
that's lined up.
yep. And you can see there's you probably can't, but you could, if there's, this is just ever so slightly proud of the plexiglass. So now we're going to slather on a little glue. That's sort of contradiction in terms, isn't it?
Slather a little. And we use wood glue for this part instead of hide glue because the wood glue is better at filling any tiny gaps that might be in place, and hide glue doesn't do a very good job with that. So it just seems like the wood glue is a better choice. And I've got a little bit of glue right on that edge, and here we go. You care to do this?
No, go ahead. I'm good.
Oh, you can hear the magnets catch. So now we need to remove the plexiglass.
Well, we don't need to do that for a while.
Exactly. So before we take it off, we'll make sure that the glue has had a chance to set. So in about 5 minutes,
Right.
we can take that off.
And then we can clean up any
We should be pretty good.
squeeze out. Do we have any squeeze out?
I think I can see a few dots there.
Okay, well, that's all we need.
You see them?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Looks good. It's like we're uptight against the...
Yep, it does.
Yep.
Okay.